Hey, good morning, everybody. This is give myself a little bit more light. My first Monday morning chat. I don't want that much light either. I had some issues with Blog Talk, so I'm going this route this morning. But usually on Monday mornings at 7:30, I do a Monday morning thrust, and this is Monday Morning Thrust live on YouTube. So I want to welcome you. And if you don't know who I am RaiVision of PonderThis, and I come and I speak from the spiritual heart that's interpreted by the mind and delivered to you and sharing what Source has provided me with. And this morning, um, it's about life. I had two messages, and it was kind of interesting that it was interrupted by the problems that I had on Blog Talk. And if you notice that I'm closing my eyes, that means I'm reading spirit. So flow with me, if you will. I'm a vessel um, of source and have been for quite a long time, if not all my life. So the message: we are all one. We are all one from the spirit, from the source that made all possible, or the consciousness that created who we are. Side of our source, which is us, which lives within each one of us. And I have this whole thing about the all and the nothing, the I am and that which is. And we know that, or we should know that we are love. And if we don't know, then we should be aware that we are the essence of love. So when you ask what love is, you should say, I am. I am love, because you are. No matter who you created yourself to be in this lifetime, you are love. And so while I'm making and warming up my tea as I was struggling with getting on Blog Talk, I went in and heated this up. And another message came to me about the universal law and the individual. Because we're not all the same. No one is the same. No one. Every single person is created with their own DNA, divine knowledge and awareness. And so it is there that we really need to use that as our foundation in knowledge, and knowing that you are not me and I am not you, but we come from the same fountain, the same source. We come from a universal divine creation or creator and come from that. We have a universal law, but individual experiences. We have a universal law, one that we all must follow, but from that we have individual experiences, individual lessons. We might follow the same law of karma, but your experience and the lessons that you learn from your experiences are yours and mine are mine. So again, it encompasses the all. That was actually the message. The message was that there is universal law, but there are individual lessons. And it made me say, aha, so right in so many ways. And so which is why, and I always like bringing Christianity lessons up, the things that I learned. I did not come here to judge. You can't judge anyone because their journeys are all different. I can't rate your life based on what I've gone through. Because from the time you came out of your mother's womb, you were on your own path and journey. My first day of life is nowhere the same as anybody else's first day of life. I had a different doctor, we had different nurses, we were in different time zones, came out of a different mother than you did. And how she loved me is different than how your mother loved you, or how your father loved you, or didn't. And that's with both parents. How your siblings loved you or didn't love you, or what you felt wasn't love, or their struggle with loving. Because it's more the struggle of loving than not loving, because in our heart of hearts, we are always loving because we want it. We desire it. Love is the breath of life. It is for everyone. I don't care if you are going out and killing people. There's an essence of love in you. And that's why we say people are crazy. Because there's a level of love and then a level of hate. And they're off balance. Imagine if we can balance ourselves. Imagine if we were given the tools verbally to balance, but we are given the lesson to learn how to balance. We're not even taught because we don't know who we really are. So we are always in search of the true essence of who we are. Because our parents aren't teaching. Some parents, anyway, aren't teaching who we are. We all struggle in some form of fashion to get to the understanding of our own awareness and our own definition of who we are. And the fear of going inside to discover this creator, this spiritual being within. If we could erase, and something earlier that came to mind too, is that if we could erase the shame, we're literally taught shame. To shame our authentic self. Shame on you. When were the times that you were told to be shamed? Shame on you for doing that. How dare you, when you're speaking your mind or your truth, wanting understanding, because there is no wrong unless you're hurting somebody. But in knowledge, there is no wrong. The funny thing, if you think about it, there is no wrong overall. If you hurt someone, you will be hurt because karma. Which is why you are supposed to do unto others as you have them do unto you. You beget. Those are the laws. That the energy that goes out shall come back to you, and mostly tenfold. That's why if you give love, you receive so much more back. And if you're putting out all that love, that was the complaint that I had a couple of days ago. I'm putting out all this love, but I don't know if I'm feeling it all back. Mistake. That was ego. Because ego is wanting more. Ego is seeking what it already has, unbeknownst to it, which is the yin and the yang. Well, I gotta figure out which one is always which. Yin, yang, positive, negative. It's funny because I'm wearing that yin, yang. in the ebb and the flow. The flow is positive, so I want to say yin yang, ebb, flow should be the order. If we are consistent in how we are interpreting that, right? The yin yang, or the ebb and flow of our lives. The ebb is when we are caught up in the ego, when we are feeling sad and depressed and our emotions are not vibrant or in a state of bliss. Which means we are misguided, which means we are not aligned or misaligned from our true essence of our being. Because the flow of love, the yang of love, doesn't allow us to fall below the line of enjoyment or joy. Study the law. That's what they mean in all the books of these religious texts. Study the universal law. There are places that you can go. Just Google universal laws, or the 52 universal laws, or the 107. There's so many people think. But it all stems from one universal law, the law of evolution. We are evolving. And in saying that, I have a sidebar. It's so funny that people talk about the weather and the climate change. And they're so fighting for this climate change. Maybe we're just evolving. The Earth has evolved from the Ice Age, to now. I don't know the individual ages, and the sediments are even told to us if we stuck to science, we would know more about who we are and what we are. Because we're all one, whether we are a tree or a human being, the sun or the sky, we all have the elements within us. They say carbon is in everything, I think. I'll look that up. So I wanted to bring this to you this morning. That there is a universal law, but we all have individual lessons. That's how we grow. That's how we evolve. And that understanding and that communication of my experience with your experience helps us to gain more knowledge in terms of who we are, and even just how to possibly navigate. Because what is aligned with you is for you. Literally. What is aligned with you is for you. So I want to thank you for joining me. If you got a chance to see this, this is, again, the first Facebook Live, and if I'm going to continue to have problems with the other site for my blog, maybe Source wants me to go video. So I'm RaiVision. I'm with PonderThis. You can find more information about me and the things that we are doing under PonderThis1.com. We are a love lifestyle brand movement, and so we're asking you to love with us and become a lover. Loving is basically being yourself authentically and understanding others and respecting others and their authentic self. No judgment here, just pure love. And as always, I love you. Peace, y'all.